Yo, it's Trent. Hope everyone's having a good day, good start to your weekend. Happy Friday. I'm talking a little quieter. I'm tired, dude. I'm not going outside because it's like 90 something degrees, and in the car it's even hotter. And I gotta be somewhat quiet because my baby brother is sleeping in another room. But today's story, it's Friday. It's a good one. Make sure you sub, make sure you like, comment, all that. Appreciate that. And I don't know exactly what I'm gonna call it. You do because you clicked on it. Appreciate that. But something along the lines of we watched this kid faint in gym class, or this kid fainted in gym class story time. And dude, this was raw to see. I didn't want to put it in the title, but he also had a seizure. And like, I've seen like one or two of those happen in my life, and I had one myself, but obviously I couldn't see it. I was like asleep for it. So, but I've seen like one or two of them, and this was one of them, and this was like not nice to see, you know what I mean? And when I say gym class, it happened in the weight room because I was on the football team. Let me explain it to you. So it's freshman year, right? Which means, I was still partying and stuff, but I wasn't going hard on anything else. I wasn't doing any hard drugs, anything like that. What I was doing is I was kind of slacking in school. I never really did good in school in high school, right? So I was letting the grades drop and I was smoking and stuff, but I would still go to practice and get just enough grades good enough to be able to play football, right? But on this day, I remember during my gym classes, I would have to lift weights, right? Because for football, they want you to get stronger and bigger. And like at the time, like I'm smaller than I was back then, dude. Like not weight wise, but just like muscle intensity or density or whatever. Like I was way more muscular back then, right? Because I'd be lifting every day. And this day was no different than any other day normally, right? I don't even remember what day of the week it was, to be honest with you, but it was in the morning, which I think was a factor in it, right? It was like, because gym was my first class, so it had to be like 8 a.m., sometime around 8 a.m., maybe even earlier, right? But probably like 10 a.m. And so we go to our gym class and we get changed and all that's normal. And before gym, I would always do the same thing, dude. I'd be putting my vapes in my locker because the gym shorts didn't have any pockets. So I would hit my nicotine like 3 times. I'd hit my cart once and then hit the nicotine some more, put it back in, ready to go. Maybe I'd hit the cart a second or third time, right? Usually I'd hit it a little bit if we were doing something fun like kickball or dodgeball, but we weren't. We were lifting, so it was like, I'll get a little stoned. So I hit the cart, I do all that, and I go for attendance, and they do attendance. We just had to sit in line, and they're like, Trent, Brittany, Natalie, just saying random names, Steven, and people are saying, yeah, 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 I'm here, right? After that, we go up to the weight room, right? And it was the same thing every time. They would show you, there would be 3 workouts, right? And first, they'd have them written down, and we were supposed to know what they were, which we did. But also, because it incorporated the football players and any other athletes, they would always demonstrate. So for the first like 5-10 minutes, it would be demonstrations, which would be seniors or what do you call them? Either seniors or coaches and teachers. They'd be like doing the demonstration, then we'd have to work out, right? And it was leg day, so we were doing squats and we were doing some other workouts I can't remember. Squats are important though, because that's when the kid passed out. That's the only thing I remember, which is fine because that's the purpose of the story, right? So we start doing squats, and this kid was in the rack next to me. There's probably 10 racks, right? 5 on this wall, 5 on this wall, and the kid was in the rack next to me. And I didn't have like too many friends on the football team because, a lot of those kids at that point, they started partying like now or like senior year, junior year. They weren't partying freshman year. There was only a select group of us. So I got lucky to get chosen by the football guys, right? Even though I was a football guy, like I was a little different. So for them to be like, hey, come lift with us, it was like bet, right? So I'm lifting with the bros, we're making jokes, having a good time, right? And the kid next to me, the one that ended up passing out, he looked tired, but he didn't look any more like fucked up or more tired than the rest of us. Like everybody was tired and didn't want to be at school, but he's like rubbing his head like this and like wiping his eyes and stuff. And like, yeah, maybe some people would think it's weird, but I was thinking he's an athlete. He's at school early in the morning. It's first period. The guy's tired. You know what I mean? I didn't think anything of it, but you think he probably didn't eat anything, probably didn't drink any water, right? So we're standing there, and The squats were the last thing we did. So for the first, I don't know, let's say one period is 45 minutes. For the first 30 minutes, we were just doing other workouts. Like none of it was important. We're just hanging out, doing what we're supposed to do, making jokes and lifting, having a good time, right? Well, we get to the part where we're squatting, and squatting, we had to pair up with people like that were our same size. That was one of the rules, right? Like, yeah, we wanted to be together because we all played football, but also, dude, like we had to we had to keep it together a little bit. We had to be the same size, like so we could all lift the same weight. We didn't have to keep changing weight to make it go slower, right? So we're starting to do that and getting the squat bar ready. And I was going like third or fourth, right? So it wasn't even my turn yet. It wasn't my turn at all. And I'm sitting there, dude. I'm sitting on one of the extra weight benches that no one's using. I'm just sitting there like, fuck it, you know what I mean? Like, I'll wait my turn, which is fine. I wasn't upset about it. You have to wait, you have to wait. So I'm sitting there waiting for my turn, and the kid that was all tired, he's going first for the rack next to us, right? He gets up, right? And he didn't have, I'm trying to think how much weight he had. Maybe like, I don't even want to say 155, maybe like, I don't know, 175, not that much, like not that much to be squatting, you know what I mean? Like it was a little bit of weight for being a whatever age he was, freshman stuff, but it really wasn't that much. Like I don't remember lifting numbers like that, but I remember that's not too crazy. Or maybe it was 125 if 150 is too much. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't want to see, even though I have a bar back there, like I used to do it, but I don't know the weights all that well. It wasn't that much, like for squatting. It was easily manageable, right? He squats down once, he's fine. He squats down twice, he's fine, right? He goes down, he goes up, he starts going down again, right? And he's like shaking, like he's like getting tired, right? So the guys are like, hey, rack it up, rack it up. And they go to help him, right? And they did, which fortunately they helped him rack it up, right? But nobody held on to him. So they rack the bar up. He racks the bar up like this. And then his hands drop. And like, I thought he was just letting go of the bar, but I'm watching him, right? I'm not even watching my teammate lift. I'm watching this kid because I see him struggling, right? He drops it down like this. His hands go down. And he just goes straight back. And creepy little thing that I noticed, even though it was in a split second, while he's falling, I see that his eyes are still like half open, right? He falls back, and not only does he hit his head, you'd think he'd hit his head on like the padded ground, because in the weight rooms, a lot of the time the ground's kind of a little bit padded because you're dropping weights. No, dude, he hits his head on the edge of a bench, right? Thankfully for him and for everybody, it wasn't metal, but still, dude, he faints. He hits his head and he starts seizing up. Now, it wasn't a crazy seizure. I've only seen like, this was probably my third or fourth one I've ever seen in my life, right? He wasn't spazzing like crazy, but he was like he was lightly shaking, like, you know what I mean? And I don't even know if there was foam or anything, but he was shaking a little bit. It was kind of freaky, right? The coaches though were quick. All the teachers, coaches run over quick, right? They call the nurse up or down or whatever. One of the coaches is like, he knew how to move them or keep them straight or whatever. I don't know the rules about touching people when they're seizing up, but the coach knew what to do, right? So he's by his side, he's helping the kid out for a sec. The kid's sitting there shaking stuff, and the teachers formed a line around him, like a circle, so we didn't have to see, but like, I'm still gonna watch, you know what I mean? I'm still gonna peek around the shoulders and watch. So I'm watching this stuff, dude. And, for a while, it was scary. There was a lot of, like, movement going on. People looking at each other in just dead silence, just like, what the fuck's going on? Like, god damn, dude. Now listen to this, okay? So he gets fixed up or whatever. They help him. Like, he stops seizing up. They put him in a wheelchair, and they wheel him out of there, right? Dude, we see that happen, and we go and change and stuff. Bro, nothing ever happened because of it. Like, I'm not saying they should have canceled football or canceled something, like maybe not cancel anything, but it was weird that they never even acknowledged it, dude. Like, we had football practice after school. No one talked about it. No coaches talked about it. They didn't make it like a lesson, like, hey, make sure you eat and drink water. Make sure you keep breathing. They didn't say shit about it. That no one mentioned it ever again, which was really weird. It was just like, why did no one say it? Was it because he had like a medical condition? He wasn't supposed to be lifting? Like, what was the reason? But that was wild, dude. And I'm sorry for the quick video, but I'm super tired. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. That was watching a kid faint in gym class story time, and that was wild, dude. That was, to see that, it's like, bro. And like, I know you're not supposed to be looking at people during medical emergencies, but I was young. I was a freshman. I wanted to see, dude. So like, I was looking around people and trying to see, and it was kind of disturbing, but what are you gonna do? Like I said, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you sub, share, like, comment. And if you're going through something, my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and email are all linked in my YouTube bio. Just go there, DM me. I'll get back to you in a day or two. Thanks for watching. Be safe. Peace out.